Hi, and
No,
welcome.
no, it says preparing to live stream the meeting. I'll tell you when it says setting up the meeting.
It says live on my screen. Hi, and welcome to Realness, the show where we talk about reality shows, and we are featuring right now Canada's Drag Race, which is episode 2. And I'm loving it.
I'm actually really loving it as well. I'm one of your hosts here, Chantele Francis.
I'm Michael Pass.
And I'm Jojo O'Toole.
And we're also giving this live thing a go. We're going to see what the bleep happens. But with the episode, what first started happening is we saw that Priyanka just started narrating the episode. And I feel like she's going to be here for a long time because of the fact that she's already started narrating. What do you guys think about that?
I'm living for these confessionals. Priyanka's confessionals, Bobo's confessionals, I'm loving all of them. They're like, everybody's confessionals are really good because I feel like they were prepared to be in these confessionals, and like they have lines going like this. It's so funny.
Yeah, I feel like if you have a really strong confessional, you're either going home that week or in the bottom, or you're going to be around the entire time. So anyone that's not getting these confessionals, like mid-game, I'm assuming.
Exactly. I totally agree with you. So I think that she's going to be around for the long haul. Now, the second person that came up was Kine, being a little bit delusional about the fact that she should have won. Like, what was happening there? What's going on with Kine?
I think, okay, so I've seen it where she sewed that garment well, but I mean, like, they're like, you're delusional, girl. Come on, your balls were all. And then Kiara has like the little ball in her confessional, and she's just like, it was falling off of you. So like the fact that she thought that she should have won that, even Bobo's face said it alone. She's like, sis, what?
I think she's experienced a lot of success online and has been praised quite a bit. So to get some constructive criticism or criticism in general isn't something that she's used to. She's a young person. Like, yeah, needs a lot of growing up to do, but looking around at her competitors, she should have had enough self-awareness to know that I'm not top.
Well, that, and I think that she might have gotten an inflated ego by having her 100,000 followers on YouTube that are probably praising, her makeup and her wig work. And not to say that they aren't esteemed, but they may not be measuring her in the same way that people are in this competition. So she might have a false idea of like her strengths and like how good she actually is.
Yeah, and like, you know what? Confidence is great. Like I appreciate somebody that's confident. You got to be confident in a competition like this because if you come in and you're confident, then you know what? You can you won't get so knocked down if you go in hesitant, I think, in a competition like this where you have to be creative. So I don't know.
I mean, I would like a little bit more confidence from some of the queens already. I know it's only episode 2, but I feel like some people aren't giving themselves enough credit. They're there for a reason. Let the nerves die down. First elimination's done with. Kind of ease in.
Such as who, Jojo? Such as
Tainomi. I love Tainomi. I've seen her perform for years. And I feel like she's struggled a little bit to find her footing, to kind of get in a good rhythm of the show. And that was clear this episode. I mean, yeah, she's fierce. She can slay any runway. That's apparent.
And you know what? And like in agreement with you, like, yeah, she seemed a little reserved, but I think that like there's a difference between drag on stage and in a club and like then drag on TV.
Sure.
So like all of a sudden the cameras come on you, and she even says like later on that like acting's not her strongest thing.
Yep.
It's really intimidating to be on camera. Like us three, we're like, cool, put the camera on us. We are ready to go. We will smile. We are ready to go. I will dye this beard black and I will ready to go. And then all of a sudden you see like someone shut down a little bit and they're not so like reserved. Her confessionals are fantastic because she is confident. Like she's confident. She's great.
Yeah.
I love her.
What was that you did with your neck there?
I can't do it. I also I can't hula hoop either. I'm the worst.
It's okay.
Sorry.
But I was gonna say about with Queen stepping up and being like very strong and stuff is the fact that like Lemon goes over to the mirror and she's down and she had to send Juice Box home, her girl, but then she's like sprays and she goes, well, fuck off, bitch. Like she's like, yeah, fuck off, bitch, let's go. And then she like sprays it all off the beer. So I'm like, yeah, let's do that.
I was really happy with how Lemon kind of handled being in the bottom and kind of it seemed as though it inspired her to do better this week for sure. And like obviously she's on my team, so I'm like, thank goodness, like you're inspired to do better. And I don't remember exactly what happened, but she had a little bit of chit chat, little sparring with Anastasia, talking about what was it, Miss Continental at Large, and who went in and said, Kiara said Miss Safe at Large. I was like, excuse me, Miss Kiara.
Yeah, safe
Kiara
is not a fun word.
It's another person that has changed. I'm so happy with Kiara right now. She's such a cutie pie. And yeah, coming in with those one-liners right in the beginning, I was like, zing. I was worried about maybe there being a language barrier, but it seemed like her humor is
she got right in there. She got right in there, which is amazing.
So I found that RuPaul's makeup looked the same when she came on the screen. It doesn't seem like a different RuPaul, but I think it looks the same as last week. So I wonder if she did the whole season in one day and maybe changed like a wig or two. But it seemed like the makeup was the same, but it didn't look like it was different than like her show. Like it does seem like it's at the same quality. Yeah. So I guess Raven was hired. I don't know. What did you guys notice that?
Every season, I've actually noticed that Ru does film back to back to back, so there is no difference in her look. I know last season for season 12, she had eye contacts in, and that's how I recognized the fact that this wasn't a fresh take. It's all done in one shot. But Raven does a really good job of painting that mug.
What would I look like if she did that? Oh my God.
Should we all do a drag face for one? Like we should do one up for you. I'd love to do that.
Oh, I thought.
Sure. I'll do it.
I think you'd make a really handsome drag king. So.
I don't think so.
No?
When I was like, I don't know, 8 years old or so, I did half man, half woman for Halloween. And I don't like the way I look with the men's side.
Fair.
Even have you ever done the app on Snapchat where you look yourself look like a man or a woman?
I'm stunning. It's incredible.
Mine looks like my name would be Jen. Like this Jen.
With
I
two
look
N's.
like my cousin. Who's a Michael, so I look like a Michael.
Mikey.
We should maybe we can figure out how to do that where we just have like our images on here in like the opposite sex. It's a possibility actually.
That'd be fun.
I wonder, because like they might have like an app that we could use, like other than a filter. I don't know. I'm gonna look into it. That's
okay.
I'm gonna look into that right this instant. Let's see if I can find any. Oh my God! Just like
pictures of you.
Just like
that's not you.
Yes.
Stop it.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Why are you so
another
gorgeous?
One. Oh, this is the.
Jojo, you are a babe.
I just said that. Also, I did the long hair one, and it looks like I colored my hair during quarantine.
No, I don't know if I like that.
Bad. That was frightening.
Okay, well, I'll show you mine next week because I don't have them ready to go like you do right there. But they had a quick drag, yay!
Yes.
Drag. We had ballerina quick drag. Oh, pit crew, and I was like,
I know. And Travis came out. It was awesome to see Travis. It was like he looked so good, and like it's funny because 5 of those queens know who Travis is, and so like Travis coming out, you see Bubba's face, and she's like, like yeah.
Now, I've met Travis before, right? But as his alter ego, Mona Moore. Am I confusing people?
No, that's
Trevor. No. That's Trevor.
That's Trevor.
Trevor. Trevor is Mona Moore, and she's the Calgary Queen now.
Okay.
You have
I think
better.
she's also.
That's who I always thought that you were talking about when you said someone that
Oh.
was true that was good looking. I was like, Trevor, I was thinking Trevor, and you were thinking who he actually
Well, you know what, Mona Moore? If you were out there, you would be Pink Crew because you are spicy.
I mean, let's save some queens for season 2, okay?
Okay, I know.
I have a lineup already. I'm like, okay.
So do I. I have a lineup for season 2 already.
Not the time and place, but
I do
we'll
want to know though who auditioned and might be a little bitter bus about like not getting on the show. That would be kind of interesting.
All of them.
a little bit.
I wonder what the casting process was like. Like who was doing it? Was it like who decided on the queens? What was it?
I mean, like it's produced by a couple of people that are in Canada. They do like all the shows. So I think they also do like Amazing Race, and they also do like, I mean, Canada is very small when it comes to casting and production and stuff like that. So everyone knows each other. So that's kind of what it is. I'm pretty sure that RuPaul maybe did have a say. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that, you know.
Yeah, as an executive producer, I'm assuming that Ru would have looked at the cast and looked at their audition tapes, and that for her anyway, that's a really important way that she casts. People have applied like 5 times and people have applied once. So
I'd love to see Boa's audition tape.
Me too.
I want to see that.
She's so fun. She's so cute. She's so cute. So did any of these ballerina quick drags stand out to you? I had
Oh my God. Okay, so I watched it with my mom. So this was the first time I ever watched Drag Race, a new episode, the whole episode with my mother. And watching Priyanka get on her knees, and I'm sorry, but like there might be a difference between, I don't know if the Canadian queens are more raunchier, or it's just that's Canadian TV and we're not on global television. We're just like, I was like, Mom, don't look.
I actually wish we got to see a little bit more. I'm like,
well, they definitely did a cutaway.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure that he did more. She did more.
An uncut away.
I also watched it with my mom, and she went,
Yeah, once you realized what was happening, it was a little, okay, who's everyone watching this with?
And I gotta say that when I'm watching it with my mom, like the gay came out of me so much. Like I'm always around my mom and I'm just like me, you know, Mike or whatever. And then all of a sudden I was watching it and I'm snapping and I'm saying words that she's probably never even heard before. I'm like, yes, I'm like shaking my finger and I'm screaming. And I'm just like, you're not prepared for this. She's like, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna watch it, we're gonna have dinner. And I was like, I don't know if you're ready and you're prepared for me to start screaming and crying.
And like being turned on by Priyanka and her little
unzip.
Well, I liked obviously Lemons because I liked her like the Bjork / like Sia kid type take on it. I thought it was cute.
Yeah.
Who else was on there? That's all I wrote down. Do you remember?
I thought
yeah, go ahead.
I thought Anastasia actually looked great and was giving us some actual ballet, but she started at the beginning and I feel like there was this arc for it. It started out really beautiful for people and then it got a little.
Is that the one when she started hitting people?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then everyone kind of like it grew and grew and grew and grew and grew till people were twerking and
then blowing somebody at the end.
Yeah. So
a good finish.
A strong finish.
So with the 2 top people, I was a little bit surprised by the top. I don't think anybody didn't deserve it, but like I was surprised that it was Boa and Anastasia for the win. I don't remember Boa's though. Want to remind me?
Boa's was where she just was like that. She was like Honey Boo Boo on crack. She was like mommy and daddy are touching themselves, and I walk in, and she played this character where she was like this little ballerina that was forced into ballet, and then just started doing the worm.
Oh, yeah, the worm. I remember my mom was like, oh, the worm.
It's like those 5-year-olds during a recital who just stop, like they just stop doing what they're supposed to be doing, and the camera kind of moves in on them. That's
Yeah.
the
And they become an
showcase.
internet meme. They become an internet sensation. Yeah.
Like, Boa's not my type of drag queen, but I'm starting to appreciate her more as a person and as like a character and as like, you know, just like as a vibe. Like I'm like, okay, I get you. I'm falling for you, Boa. Like I'm just starting to really like her. And just appreciate like what she's doing as opposed to like judging her or measuring her up against like my ideal type of drag. And so she's growing on me. I'm starting to like her a lot.
And that's what she does. And that's the beauty, and that's the beauty of Boa. That's what I love about her. You're just like, oh, okay. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, yeah, I like it.
But like, you know what? I gotta say, if those two people, Anastasia and Boa, I get points.
Yeah, we know you got lots of points this
That's it. That's the only points I get. I'll take out.
I mean, it's great.
Yeah.
Still leading.
I'm on the board.
We'll get to that near the end, though.
Yeah.
So we have them. So we have Team Boa now and Team Anastasia. And so basically what they're going to be doing for the Maxi Challenge is they're going to be recreating these Canadian heritage moments. Yes. So if you guys are Canadian, you know, like you guys know for sure out there, you guys probably remember having these heritage moments. We learned that, you know, Canadians invented basketball with the
Winnie the Pooh.
Superman.
Winnie the Pooh. Which one?
Superman. Yes.
All these things, like we learned these heritage moments.
And the funny thing is, I'm like sitting with my mom and I'm like, they're going to be doing the heritage moments, you know, like the smell burnt toast thing. And she's like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, come on. I was like, I'm like, are you pouring cold water on my hand, Dr. Penfield? You know,
as soon as I heard Dr. Penfield,
and I was like, Dr. Penfield, it's heritage moments. And she's like, and I go, when my brother comes up, I'm going to say, a smell burnt toast. And he's going to start laughing. And then he came up the stairs and they both didn't know what I was talking about.
Oh, my mom we talked about that exact same thing. She's like, I remember the burnt toast. Like, that's exactly the conversation that we had. She's like,
and they start going through it. And my mom's like watching it and they're making references of Dr. Penfield and the burnt toast. And my mom's going, did I miss something? Like, what was I not watching that you were watching? And I was like, I don't know, Road to Avonlea? I don't know.
Degrassi?
CBC? Like,
original?
I don't know if it was maybe cut out, but there's a pretty long road in Montreal called Dr. Penfield, like Dr. Penfield, and it like goes all the way across like Montreal, like downtown area. And so I was surprised that Kiara and Rita Bega didn't mention, like, at least knowing the street name, because I'm assuming that it was named after him. You know what I mean? I thought that they would have been like, oh, I know that street, like it was named after him in Montreal, but didn't mention anything. So
I'm almost hoping that, like, producers, if you are watching this and everything, maybe an extra half hour on our show. Because like we don't get an Untucked, we don't get anything like that. Maybe you guys should just
like the
$4 and like give a little, maybe extra 15 minutes for something. Yes. Maybe it's little things like that I want to see more the Canadianisms come through.
Now, I don't remember are there a lot of commercials and stuff like that? Like, I'm wondering why it's not an hour and a half if they're not having an Untucked. Like, I feel like there's enough of an audience to be able to.
Well, there's no commercials because it's on Crave, right? So it's a full.
Oh yeah, everybody's subscribed.
Is it 45 minutes or an hour?
Like 44 minutes.
Is it? Okay.
I think it would be an hour. I don't think it was an hour.
No.
I guess it's a solid 45 at the most.
We'll look into that.
There usually would be commercials, right?
Do you guys remember last year, Brooklyn's meme, and it's like a part of our heritage, Canadian moments, and it's just her legs spread. Big one last year. I'll send it to you both.
I think that's what you need to recreate next week with your gorgeous wigs and whatnot. So Team Boa, she's the Muffragettes. Can you remind me what the Muffragettes story was?
That was when women got the right to vote.
Okay.
So
but how did they tie it into Muffragettes?
Were they called the suffragettes or something?
Muffer.
But like they're the original.
Oh, suffragettes, yes.
Yeah, okay. All right, okay.
Okay, so that's Team Boa. It's going to be Priyanka, Kine, Ilona, Scarlett, and Jimbo. And then the burnt tuck. You want to explain that, Pez?
Okay, well, so it's the story of this woman, and she's in her kitchen, and she's with her husband, and she goes, "Oh, I smell burnt toast," and then she has a seizure, and she falls down, and then it's like she's brought to the hospital, and they open up her brain, and Dr. Penfield was this doctor who discovered brain tumors and how seizures worked in the brain and stuff. Not brain tumors, but either way, brain doctor. And he would touch little spots of her brain. And like, I watched it the other day, and it was like a full minute, and her brain is exposed. Like, I'm probably traumatized as a kid. And then like, she's touching the parts of the brain, and she's going, "Oh, I see the most wonderful colors. Did you pour cold water on my hand, Dr. Penfield?" And then, "I smell burnt toast." And then she discovered how the brain works. So Canadian heritage.
You honestly though, you just like took me back. Like I was actually reliving it. So on Anastasia's burnt tuck team is going to be Tainomi, Rita, Kiara, and Lemon. These are going to be interesting teams, I think. I was kind of worried maybe about Anastasia's team, just because Tainomi right at the beginning was kind of seeming a little bit apprehensive. And I was like she's kind of already being like, "Oh, I don't know how to shine," like kind of getting in her head a little bit. I was already like, no, please. How do you guys feel about these teams breakdowns?
I thought they were
Ilona not getting picked.
Ooh.
Well, how about the fact that even Boa just couldn't even figure out what Alona's name was?
And then not to pick her.
And then Alona's best line was, "Boa, you didn't pick me. You shouldn't have picked yourself." So
clever.
Funny. But like at the end of the day though, like she wasn't good with her name, and Alona, like, you know, and ADHD kicked in and blah blah blah. But like at the end of the day, I loved Boa's team more, because I was like, oh, I really can't wait to see what Bobo's gonna do, and Alona and all that stuff. But I kind of like the other team more. Like, I love the fact that Lemon was helping Tainomi with all the lines and kind of carrying. Like, that's the thing about a scene partner. You have to be a scene partner that helps the other person. So, yeah, I thought that was really good.
Within Boa's team, I loved Scarlett and Ilona as the twins. Like, I thought that they were so cute together. And like, I know that, I don't remember who was kind of shitting on them, but like, I really thought that they were funny and cute, whatever they were
Jeffrey.
And Jimbo.
Oh, Jimbo was shitting on them?
Well, Jimbo was like, they're making these noises, they're making these songs.
Yeah, to be fair, I actually wasn't the biggest fan of the sisters. I couldn't understand what they were saying.
Fair.
What they reminded me of? Have you ever seen SNL, where it's Kristen Wiig and Fred Armisen, and
I wish it was that though.
The Garth and Kath thing, where they like they're supposed to know the song, but they don't know it, but they sing it together. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah,
that was so funny.
Well, they actually reminded me maybe of like improv class where you had to talk alike with somebody. So maybe I'm just like reliving some of my youth. This has just been a youth reliving episode, going back to all my childhood games and TV shows. Maybe that's why I love them, but I really like them. So we learned though that Kiara's mom is a theater teacher, and so she's done a lot of theater through school, et cetera, et cetera. So I thought that was going to bode really well. So I was happy, considering she's on the team, that she has some theater experience. And I was hoping, I was like, please don't let this be a red herring that she was going to floppity flop, that she was going to do well. So I was like getting nervous, because whenever they start telling people stories, you're just like, oh God.
Can go either way.
It's over. No, not this time. Ooh. So, okay, no, that's Boa. Boa again, like talking about Ilona not knowing her name. Why is it so hard for them to know her name?
It took me a while.
But like
maybe
like
it's
what?
maybe it's the eyes and I don't know, seeing the name in my head.
Well, she probably had, like, met her as him and knows his name, like the boy name. You know what I mean? It was just like, and it's second day. I don't know. She just won a challenge. She even turns to her and goes, "How do you say your name again?" Like, I don't know. Ilona.
At least she was being genuine about it. Like, it is what it is. You could just pretend that you don't.
Oh, yeah.
Guess.
And she even talks about being, like, having ADHD and, like, trying to, like, learn the script. So maybe it's one of those things where I didn't know that about her. So that's maybe one of those things where it's like I hear it, but I don't know it. It's like calling someone Tara and Tara. It's like it just a little bit.
I mean, I guess like I'm
You
very
get that a lot though, Chantele.
particular about that. Like I usually ask people that have names that I'm unsure how to pronounce them when I first meet them. Are you a Tara? Are you a Tara? Are you a Lara? Are you a Laura? Are you a Catherine or a Catherine?
Yeah.
Or whatnot. So I do pay attention to that usually. So I had a friend when I was growing up, Ilana, and so maybe the IL is not as foreign to me. For Ilona, it does make sense to me. So I get it, but I'm just like, I don't know. I feel that when people don't have their names pronounced correctly, it's kind of hurtful. I know that's not her actual name, her born name, but
No.
I don't know. I feel like there's a level of respect that comes along with saying people's names correctly. And that's why I'm like, why'd you name your name Anastasia Adenakwe? Like, it's so risky that people are just going to mess it up all the time. Like, Jimbo, nobody's messing that up, you know?
Yeah.
So how do you guys feel about Brooklyn doing the walk around? A little bit of it irked me a little bit for whatever reason.
My whole thing is a lot of people, because I've had a lot of conversations with a couple of people that have watched this show about how there's 3 judges. And I'm like, like, I think that it's great for Brooklyn to do that walkthrough because that's what she will do. Like, that's what, and more on-camera experience is more time for Brooklyn to talk and feel more comfortable on camera. Just like, you know what I'm saying? Whereas like Jeffrey did the acting challenge and Stacey will probably do like a fashion challenge or a walk for the next one. So I think that more Brooklyn time, the better. I think that's, yeah. But it gets to know the queens a little bit more too, I think.
Where's Tracy Melkor though? I thought that was her job. I thought she was going to be the walkthrough, like Canada's girlfriend.
She must have just because like she's not part of the promos or anything anymore. Before she was like, it would just have been her, and now it's the 3 of them. So I think that they went in another direction.
But she did do the, I don't know if you guys have seen I can't remember what it's called. It's not Work the World, but they did like you go on YouTube and check out Canada's Drag Race, and all of them do music videos. Each one does a music video, and Tracy Melkor is the one who introduces them and interviews them online from home. Okay. And they were doing that. So check that out. It's really good. And I can't remember who stood out the most, but I would say Jimbo's and Boa's.
Cool.
It's really good. Boa does this thing on a bike where she goes down Church Street singing Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Right. In a Blue Jays outfit. So yeah. The other check it out. It's really good.
Yeah, I guess I'm just thinking that she probably must have, they must have switched directions as to how they were going, because she was the host as far as I knew, and then all of a sudden it was the 3 of them. So maybe she still has some sort of involvement. Maybe they couldn't there was scheduling conflicts, like maybe they changed stuff. I don't know.
Maybe she'll just be episode 8 and it got leaked or something. I don't know.
Never know. But for me, that I guess I was feeling with like Brooklyn, like I love all of them, but I guess I felt that why is he giving the critique, in my opinion? You know, like I feel like he's still at par with these queens, And so maybe a little bit above in the sense that like he's had the experience before and like he's maybe a little bit more esteemed, but I just feel like they're still peers as opposed to like it being like
A
RuPaul,
mentorship.
who, yeah, you know what I mean? Like I just don't know if they would go to like the Brooklyn Heights drag academy. I don't know.
Then that really explains why Kyne is such a bitch to her. And like, I'm not going to say that she was, well, yeah, no, I'll stand behind that. She shouldn't have said, "I forgive you." Like
that did not land well.
Like when you say it like that, and then Bubba's like, "You're gonna forgive Brooklyn?" Like that is exactly what Bubba would have said at that moment. And it's like the way she talked to her was like, there was no, she didn't look up to her. I think she felt like she was better in that moment.
Well, and you mean know your place.
No, well,
Brooklyn's a judge. You want to impress Brooklyn.
Absolutely.
You want to be genuine. I think it was just a joke that didn't land well.
100%.
And that, like, that queen's got to read the room and hasn't been.
100%. Well, like, for whatever I'm saying about me respecting Brooklyn as a judge, if I was in the competition, I would respect her as the judge. Like, yeah. I'm just doing this as a critique on the outside. But if I was in the competition, if she is supposed to be someone that I'm supposed to be learning from, I'm going to learn from them. I'm not going to listen, learn, keep my mouth shut, read with my eyes, all the above. And so I thought it was really tone deaf for Kyne to make that comment because she wasn't having any banter there with Brooklyn, like at all. There was not banter. It could have been a funny joke if somebody else maybe gave it a go, but Kyne is already kind of nasty and cynical and kind of crusty and mean. That
I feel like if Tynomi had said that, it would have been like, high five.
I don't know. Maybe if she had waited a couple of episodes to talk about it, she didn't get to redeem herself on the runway yet, or have that interaction with the judges yet again. So, yeah.
And they weren't bantering in that moment. Like it wasn't like Brooklyn and her were having a funny moment. Like she was talking about her attitude on the runway, and she comes with an attitude comment that didn't land at all.
It was very Pearl. Is there something on my face? Moment, and it was like there was too many people to be like,
my gosh. So I wrote down Tynomi deer in headlights said Brooklyn. What happened there?
Brooklyn says to Tynomi, she's like, so I kind of noticed that you weren't being Tynomi. Like when you came out on the runway, and she's like, deer in headlights, deer in headlights. And she's like, yeah, I just was like, not in my head. I know I need to bring it and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, that was the conversation.
I'm so frustrated though. I totally agree with you when you were saying that it's a different platform that these queens have never really experienced. Like they're not necessarily into hitting your mark and this camera's here and do a look to this. Like there's a lot more that they're probably learning that we can't see because we're just watching the televised show. I just wish that she could overcome this quicker because I'm just worried that she's not going to get her footing in time for her to start excelling. Because I think she's a great queen. I just don't know if she has the time to adapt to this format.
Yeah, I think we experienced that with Lemon though. Someone going from the bottom, no spoilers, but doing very well this episode. So maybe that will light a fire under Tynomi to breathe, take the critiques, and come in like well prepared. And I don't want to say that she wasn't prepared, but for someone that's not comfortable already going in front of a camera, like you should know your lines inside and out. Know what to do when you literally start to brain freeze. There was just a lot of apologies that they don't want to hear apologies. They just want you to continue on. Speaking
of apologies, when we get to Boa's team, she just keeps on apologizing and apologizing and apologizing. And, you know, we all come from an acting background, and that is, nobody cares. Just do it right. You're wasting time, and time is money. And it's obviously we're Canadian, so it's our natural inclination to say, I'm sorry. But you got to just suck it up and go again and land it. I think that she's really lucky that she had Jeffrey there, because Jeffrey does work as an actor. And so he gets, when you get in your head, I'm sure he's had moments where he just would have line blanks and stuff like that. So I felt that he was a really, like a warm person to be giving them encouragement on set. But I was really, really worried for Boa not being able to like get it together.
I felt like Jeffrey was very kind, and he was like, "You got this. Take a moment and just do this." And I will say also, when it comes to like saying sorry, this is for anybody that's watching, and this is just like a little lesson for anybody, and even like for a person that serves at a restaurant. If you mess up, you say sorry once, and you move on. And you just get it done. Because think about this: if you mess up and you keep saying sorry, you're just reminding everybody that you fucked up. Oh, I didn't put cheese in your club. Cool. They go put the cheese on the club. They come back with the club. I'm so sorry that happened. Not when you're dropping the bill. Do you say, "I'm so sorry about that cheese"? Come on. So just word of advice for everybody moving forward. I'm sorry. I will get that fixed.
Not another word of it. Totally agree.
Happened.
And then my girl comes in, Kiara, Miss One Take Wonder.
She's so good. She's so good. I love her. I wish she was on my team. But I'm
happy she's on my team because I'm glad you guys have someone, or I'm glad you have someone great. I won't be selfish.
Why, do you think you have all the greats?
No, I just, what did I just say?
I thought you were being sarcastic.
No. Me, well,
I thought you were being like, I'm glad you guys have at least one person that's good. I have.
I'm really impressed with the season in general. I think every elimination from here on out will be like I don't really want them to. Okay, well, you gotta go. It'll depend on the episode.
And I wrote down, oh dear, water for Tainomi. I was like, oh boy. I knew like when that starts happening, you know that they're just starting to give themselves reasons as to why they are going to underperform. And I've done it. Like, I know what it is. It's a self-sabotage thing. It's giving yourself an excuse to fail, and so that you can not feel as bad when you start punishing yourself later for doing badly. You can be like, you can give yourself reasons and excuses as to why, like, oh, like my throat was parched. Oh, like I'm not good at memorizing lines. Oh, I didn't have enough time to work on it. Oh, like she threw me off. Like, you just make up these excuses so that if you fail, but you will, because you've already set it up, that you have something to fall upon. And so when I saw Tainomi asking for water, I was like, I knew it. She was not going to do well in the challenge. Maybe
the spiral had begun.
Yeah.
So yes, Kiara killing it. Love it. I laughed so hard both times when she's being carried off and she's eating Rita Vega's like butch lesbian like ass. my mom was even laughing.
She said something like, she's like, the highlight of my day was being teabagged by a butch lesbian nurse.
Perfect.
That's what she says.
Mine too.
Like, that was, lesbian ass. Lesbian ass.
Also, can I just say how much I loved the fact that there was a foreshadowing of COVID during this episode with the bedazzled mask by Anastasia in the episode. Like, I've already seen a meme like, she knew.
She knew.
Like,
she's prepared.
Is she an oracle as well? That's a nice mask.
Oh my God, I got it at Walmart.
It's nice.
Walmart.
You were in the suburbs that I see. The only Walmart is like
Dufferin.
Maybe.
I was up in Markham with my mom, and she's like, isn't it crazy that they have now a section for masks? And I'm like, I know. So we got masks, and I got a pink Superman mask, and I also got a Batgirl mask, like a pink one. And then my mom was like, can I have the Batman one and you can have the red one? And I was like, okay, let's switch. It was the first time my mom and I have ever shared clothes.
Oh.
It's funny. I guess it's a new thing. A new norm is like the mask thing. Because I was out with my mom this weekend, and she gave me masks, but hers was because I don't know if it was a real estate person or if it was a politician person, but like it was like a package of masks with like someone's face on it doing like canvassing. I don't remember if it was real estate or if it was like liberals, but like it was like masks like that, just those little blue masks. It was like, oh, I'll take 2, thank you. But like this is like a new currency, like
Sure.
it's new
promo. It's good promo for people.
I was like, thank you. I needed another mask. It was
you make reality realness ones. I'm telling you.
oh, okay, done. Write it down. Write it down. So we started doing a little bit of like the mirror talk, and they're talking about how Kyne's dad passed away, and like I was starting to feel a little bit for Kyne in the sense that like I think she's putting on this mask of being fierce and being like strong, and she's probably like ooey gooey on the inside, and you know, like she's probably had to grow up faster than she wanted to, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm putting her in a needs a little bit of love category.
I like the fact that that her family was accepted, and that they were accepting of her doing the makeup. They were like, oh, we get it. We can see it. We can see that you're doing something. And the fact that she has so many followers, it's wild. So you know what? At that point, when all of a sudden your family looks at you and you go, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. I can see what you're doing here.
Sure.
Yeah.
And Lemon's mom, like going to his like first drag show, and then like the whole family's 5 Alive. That's so sweet.
That is sweet.
Like so cute. I would love to see them all. Like maybe he dresses them all up in like drag and like little 5 Alive family. That would be really, really special.
It was the first time I realized that Lemon was wearing a Lemon shirt.
Oh, no, I know.
Yeah.
Cute.
What was I
Jojo.
I know.
Yeah. She was on brand. She knows exactly what she's doing.
My mom thinks she's cute too. She's like, oh, I love Lemon. He's so cute.
I think he's cute.
Yeah.
Definitely cute. And then we were given Anastasia story, and like I actually got really, really sad. Like, and my mom did too. Like, my mom grew up in Jamaica, and well, she came here when she's like 10 or so. But like, she can understand culturally how maybe that lifestyle wasn't accepted back then. And so he kind of shared that he was basically targeted, and you know, he was shot a few times in his car when he gets to his home, and he drove himself to the hospital. And you know, after he was able to get, as soon as he was able to get out of the hospital, he basically booked it and moved to Canada. And so I'm grateful that, you know, Canada was an opportunity for him to move out of that. But that's just unbelievable that you forget what challenges people have to go through just to be where they are. You take it for granted that like they have a story. You have no idea.
Yeah. I think I think she's even like still receiving death threats, like especially on this platform. I follow her on Instagram, and I saw this morning.
This morning what?
Well, this like there was I woke up to a post of her just saying, people are saying that this isn't real, that my story was fake, and then she's actually like, no, it's not, because in 2013 these are the names of the people that were killed, and these are a picture of my scar and all that. So I have to say that like it's real. But then there was another comment. I don't even want to repeat it because it's so awful. But like my heart goes out to no one deserves that, and no one deserves a comment like that, and no one needs to live in fear. And it's actually very upsetting. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even American Drag Race queens, they receive like some real shit sent to them, to their DMs, spoken about them online, like all these trolls. So that's kind of become the culture of social media and television. But taking it to the next level is even worse. Yeah,
especially like they get trolled for sending someone home or being a bitch or like saying something really cunty, but like this was about like, I'm gay, I like to do drag, and I'm literally telling my story, and now you're threatening me. Like that is awful. That's awful. That's beyond troll.
The one thing that I feel is positive that's been going on with how everything's been shifting in the world right now is that all of this is coming to the forefront, and people are no longer standing for it. And so instead of Anastasia having to take all this on and kind of live in silence with all these threats, and now people are championing for her and standing up for her and other people that are in similar situations, so people are not living alone in fear anymore. I feel as though there's a lot more allies, and so I'm grateful for this time where everything's just coming out in the open and we're able to start becoming more accepting of others and becoming allies of people that are different. So my heart goes out to everybody that's ever been in that kind of situation across the board, and I'm hoping that there's going to be change, especially moving forward. Back to Drag Race. I didn't ask you guys, out of the two teams, which one did you think you did better? As a
Anastasia's team. I thought stronger performances throughout.
I'm gonna say the opposite. I'm gonna say that Boa's team did. Okay, so so when we watched that, I was like, I looked at my mom and I go, that wasn't like a Heritage Minute, okay? That was just like a horror show. She's like, that was crazy. But then when I rewatched it, I was like, okay, it told the story more. Whereas the Dr. Penfield thing kind of like it kind of like lost track. I didn't like get the storyline, whereas the other one was more of a you could tell the story. It was just like they wanted to vote. Oh, that judge, Jimbo killed it. I thought Jimbo was awesome in it. Priyanka, oh my god, was that just Priyanka just being Priyanka? With just like 5 tequila shots in her and a fireball. It was just so funny.
I'm agreeing with Jojo here. I found that I laughed out loud. I actually laughed out loud the most with Tainomi and Lemon, like their moment with the, I actually was laughing out loud. So I knew that Lemon did a really great job. I was hoping that in the performance part of it, because when we saw it on the runway, I really laughed loud. So I found that one was more funny to me.
And I felt like Kind missed the joke. Like there's a joke where she goes, "I've never yelled at a girl like this," and that's for Top Model.
Yeah.
And the other and Priyanka's name was Tiffany in it, and it's like Tiffany, that same moment. I have never yelled at a girl like this. Like season 4, that is iconic.
My mom even quoted that. She's like, I remember that moment with Top Model when Tyra was saying to that girl, I remember, and she started telling this story about the woman and
when my mom yells at me like this.
It means that she loves me. Yeah. And your grandmother didn't pay her electric bill so you could have a bathing suit for this competition.
I can't believe my mom caught that reference.
Good for your mom.
That same Top Model season where that girl is just on the like sitting in front of the judges, then she passes out.
Rebecca. I liked her.
She's good.
So this week's look is going to be first drag. I don't know if we asked you guys this before, but if either of you actually got dressed up in drag?
Okay, first time so I've never done drag, okay? But I will admit this story. I have never done drag. I've never put on a dress. The only thing I've ever put on something like that is like a towel. However, I blocked it out of my memory. Boa asked me if I would be in her Cruise and Tango drag race pageant and if she could just whack me with hangers in a Mommy Dearest sketch. So I played Christina. So she put me in this dress. I have to find a photo of that. But it was my first time I ever had to do that, and I was in this dress, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, is that Pez?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And so that's the only time I've ever put on a wig and a dress.
Jojo,
please, Boa.
My first time in drag was playing Angel in Rent. That was like a 4-month, 5 days a week, barefaced. Had half an hour to have 3 people paint my face to go on and do my first number and wash it all off before I died. So it was very 1, 2, 3. Right. And then I dabbled in drag, did the Cruise and Tangos drag race. I was Miley High Club, but I've since retired.
I'd love to see photos of that as well.
I'll send you performance.
I've even gone out in drag before. Have I told you guys this story?
Oh, yeah, I think you've told me, but tell the viewers.
Okay, so living in Montreal, I had a very eclectic group of friends, still do. And we would always have a theme of some sort whenever we went out. And so this was, what was it? The drag queen. I don't remember I'll have to look up what the name of the night was. And so I named myself as a drag queen Shaniqua or Shaniqua or something like that. And so, I put in like blue contacts and had like a blonde wig, and I was wearing like a bra top and like a high waist like mini skirt and like humps and heels. And so we went to Parking, which is like this this fun nightclub that was like mixed on Thursday. So straight and gay on Thursdays, and every other night was gay, and then Fridays was like bear night. And so I went on the Thursday and every single gay man there would actually stick their hand up my skirt to check to see if I was carrying anything there.
Lucky
so
you.
I had many hands up my skirt that night because they thought that I was a passing male for female instead of just being a woman dressed like a drag queen.
Yep. Amazing.
So I guess I have some divine masculine qualities to myself. But yes, I'll show you guys pictures of that.
They're just that convincing. They were like, I smell something fishy. I gotta figure.
Fishy?
Yeah, let's go there.
No, I'm a super fish queen for sure.
Yeah.
That was like my drag queen name is Fellatio Fish.
I like that.
Okay, so my drag name, if anything, if you steal it, viewers, fine, fucking steal it. But I said it here first, okay? There was one time where I had something wrong with my liver and I went completely jaundice. So my drag name would be Jaundice Joplin.
Cute.
Good.
She's so yellow. She can't stop, won't stop, and she should stop.
Oh, I love that.
I like that. Jojo, you must have one too.
Mine is Miley High Club. But I have to say, this is really weird. My Facebook notifications today was literally on this day 5 years ago.
Whoa!
My first performance.
Oh, weird!
And Bobo like introduced me, and then
Holy guacamole! It was
Isn't that
all
cute?
meant to be.
Literally on this day. I was also.
Can you imagine it was the same day I did that boa thing?
No, Boa actually.
That I could drag.
Boa actually performed before me, and did "Blow" by Kesha, and blew like flour or I don't know, like baby powder all over the stage, and then everyone was mad because they're like, "We got to clean this shit up. You didn't tell us it was happening." So I like slide out onto onto a wet stage. 20 minutes later, like, okay,
Haste.
hey everyone.
I
mean, stunning.
It's a look. It's a look.
That's
It was a choice.
So, do you guys know who Jade Hasani is?
Yes. So
No.
I met Jade doing Triple Sensation in Montreal like 10 years ago. So I've known him since we were babies.
Babies.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask my best friend Anna is on Shadowhunters, so I wanted to know if they've ever worked together or if they know each other, but I forgot all about it, so okay. I did not.
Yeah, my friend Alyssa's on that show too. So yeah.
Who did she play?
The girl with the glasses behind the computer. I think she was on like 3 episodes.
Okay.
Not a huge role. Not a huge role.
I've only watched 1 episode, and then I just know the people's parts that were on this show. So I don't.
Are they vampires?
Anna? Well, Anna plays.
No, but like, is that what Shadowhunters are? Is that like, is it?
Kind of.
Okay.
I don't know if it's vampires, but there's definitely
supernatural.
So I guess that's kind of vampire-y, I guess. I don't remember.
I don't know. It sounds like a vampire show, so it's just like
something like that, supernaturally type thing, witches, warlocks, that kind of thing. But it has a big cult following, so it
does.
I auditioned for a role on that once, actually, when it was first, like its first season. It was a psychic. Why didn't I get it? Oops, I just...
You couldn't see that coming?
No. So this is their elevated first time in drag. I see my girl Lemon goes out first. I thought that she had a really gorgeous gown and she looked freaking gorgeous. Rita Vega and her sunflower look I thought was awesome. Were there any other looks that stood out to you guys?
I thought Rita Vega came out just because I felt like I wanted to like make my mom feel like included in the episode. I was like, it's kind of like Chandler's dad from Friends.
Lauren Bacall?
No, like Kathleen Turner.
Oh shit! I got
Maybe, yeah, I can see that.
I was like, see, it's very Kathleen Turner, Viva La Vegas. You know, it's like, and she's like, yeah, it is. My favorite look, honestly, was I like Boa's.
I did too.
I like Boa's look a lot.
Me too.
And I liked Pre's. Pre's was really good too. Like, but Scarlett doing the fire eating was iconic.
Yeah.
So that is, like she said, that will go down in history of doing that. The only thing is that I found that it was very Trinity Taylor.
Okay.
I felt like she looked a little Trinity Taylor, but like, I mean, it was supposed to go with like her drag of like her first time in drag, so all in black. So I'm just saying that, but it's not a bad thing. I just thought that it reminded me of Trinity Taylor, which is great. She's a winner. So I
wondered if Scarlett should have kind of saved that trick. I thought it was like episode 2, like,
or maybe she does more.
I'm sure she does.
Like maybe she's like, I got 10 weeks worth of tricks.
Yeah, please.
So I didn't do one last week. I need to do one this week for sure. So
perfect.
I don't think that she never wasted. We're always saying like, do it now. You might not be here next week to think of something else to do. So I disagree. She should have done it last week.
Sure, first week.
Yeah, no, I definitely love Priyanka's look. Her latex fish fantasy. Like I was into it for sure. For me, I said Boa, her face looked good. I don't remember what she was wearing.
White hair, red lipstick, and she went peekaboo.
I liked her hair and makeup. I don't remember. I liked the dress though.
She had a dress. She pulled it down, and then it was just her tit. And it was like of the nipple and stuff, and just.
I remember that. And then I remember she was dancing with it after. I have to remember. Who else was there?
Kynes was Ursula, and that was a big misstep.
What? Okay. I don't know what happened here, and if she was it's supposed to be elevated.
Yes.
So I really don't think that you should be able to buy the little like corset and like short shorts at Ardennes or at Stitches or wherever. Like it just seemed like it wasn't a crafted garment. It wasn't an elevated outfit. It was just like her putting stuff on her body that were clothing and painting herself, not even fully, purple. I was really underwhelmed, and I was really worried for her at this point. I was like, and her face didn't even look that great. Like other than the fact that it was purple, like it didn't look great.
Yeah, it reminded me of like, remember when Evie Oddly did that sea fish thing or like that jellyfish thing, and she was painting every part of her body, whether or not it was seen or not, just in case. And so like that little back thing, she got clocked on that. Like she just got clocked. And like, and they even said, we were excited to see this look because this was like great. And then, oh, okay. So she got clocked on that hardcore because her performance wasn't that bad, like in the thing, but just her runway clocked her and put her in the bottom.
Yep.
And I did like Jimbo's zombie realness. I liked his detachable ponytails. It just
pom-poms.
Are you liking this, Pez, or are you hating it?
Yeah. No, like I'm just like when it comes to scary drag, like I love Dragula. I love all that scary shit. So like the fact that she came out, she was like, "This is my first time," and elevated it, and then pulled off her things. I was like, that is Dawn of the Dead, Return of the Living Dead. Realness. I love that.
So we're pretty much with the judges right now, and they So they chose Anastasia, Ilona, Rita Bega, and Scarlett. Is that it? As safe. Is Anastasia? Was Anastasia? Yeah, Anastasia was safe as well. Right. So those are the people that were safe. So that means that Lemon, Tainomi, Kiara, Boa, Kind, Priyanka, and Jimbo are in the top and the bottom. Were you surprised by any of these tops or bottoms?
No. No, they were, that was the tops, now it's the bottoms. Yeah, for sure. I think that Scarlett should have been on the top, but I don't think that her performance in the Heritage Minutes was something that would warrant her to be in the top.
Right. If it was just runway, she probably would have had a better shot there. But I do feel that everybody that was in the top had a better performance in the Heritage Minutes.
Exactly.
Lemon, I was wow. They thought wow, and I thought her whole performance was pretty wow, especially considering she was on the bottom and nearly went home last week. We said maybe it's going to light a fire underneath her ass, and it seemed like it did.
I like seeing that. Like, that's my favorite part about watching like the editing is the fact that like at the very beginning she wipes that mirror and she's just like, let's fuck off, bitch, let's do this, and then she does that. That's what I like seeing in a queen, is that I don't like the all talk kind of thing. So yeah, she killed it.
We're just talking about the tops and bottoms. We're just saying that Anastasia, Ilona, Rita Bega, and Scarlett were safe. And then we just kind of got to 11 so far. So Tainomi, they clearly weren't really appreciating her. I was hoping that they would have realized that, yeah, she may not have done too well during the Heritage Moment filming, but I thought that the end product was a lot better than a lot of people's. And so it just sucked that, like, because Jeffrey was a judge, he could also bring in that she had trouble working. Yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of what happens, but I wish that they were just judging it on her performance, because I thought that what they presented was quite excellent in the end.
Sure. I didn't love Tainomi's runway look. I thought it was like a cool visual, but it just didn't land for me. So I understood her placement.
Hopefully this will just like go.
Peplum things are not that cute on super tall, I find. I don't know, like there's a certain body type and a certain stature that kind of like come out on the side looks good on, and it didn't really, it needed to be a little bit more wowzas for it to work, I think, with what she was playing.
In a photograph, I thought it looked great. Like on her Instagram, I'm like, wow, that looks fantastic. But I just didn't think it read on the runway, even if she was presenting everything to its fullest. And that's what I love to see out of Tainomi.
Boa's so endearing though, and she knows how to work with, I don't know, maybe she knows Brooklyn already, but Brooklyn said that she looks beautiful, and she's like, oh my God, Brooklyn says I look sexy, and like, just like being endearing. And so I think that that's going to bode well with her longevity in the series, just because she's likable and people are starting to root for her.
Yeah, I find her to be like, I think, you're rooting for her. She's like the heart. Like right now, she's like, I'm just like, yeah, Bo, come on, you got this. Let's do this. Yeah, just because I know her, and I'm just like, God, just like it's episode 3 and she's still there, and like it's great. It's fantastic.
Kiara also did a fab job, knocked it out of the park. I felt that her look was a little basic personally, and I think the judges agreed with that. I mean, I know her original look was basic, but it was supposed to be elevated. So you kind of could do anything that you wanted, like just keep something in a semblance. So maybe have that long wig, but I don't know, elevate the dress a little bit. I know she's trying to do that kind of waif fashion model, like garments just hang on me type vibe, but I think I need a little bit more, because it wasn't fashion forward enough for me to regard it as a fashion look,
Yeah.
Yep.
Fair.
Yep. Kind, we already talked about the fact that they liked the before better. So did I. I don't think that she elevated it at all. And they loved Jimbo, and I think we all loved Jimbo. But they actually wanted him to be even bigger. I could take Jimbo being bigger. I want to see what he has to do.
I thought Jimbo was perfect.
No, it was great, but like I'll be excited to see him bigger.
Yeah.
Like, because I think he knows how to be big. Like, he can bring it.
Yeah.
He probably just wants to have like that whole like, just go for it. He's like,
I mean,
okay.
Did I want like a zombie vomit to happen at the end? Sure. And like to clean it up with the wig? Absolutely.
Sure. Or pull off pieces of the body or something, like, I don't know.
Just like, Jimbo, dislocate your shoulder next time and really own up to, I don't know.
Yeah. But I also think that I think that stepping up has also had to do with his like acting as well. I think that the acting needed to be bigger just to match like Pri and Boa were so loud in that scene that I think that he seemed a little reserved. But I think that was just the character he was playing. He was playing like a closeted gay judge, you know, that like does drag on the side.
I know so many.
I'll end up meeting him because I feel like I have quite a few close mutual friends to Jimbo, so hopefully I'll get to meet him.
I know, and I need to make a cocktail for you, Jimbo. Like, if you just want to get back to me, please.
Well, I'll get somebody to audit for you. We'll see if we can figure it out. So we have them all go to the back, and this is where we're supposed to have our untucked. But basically they're explaining lag to Boa, which is, I thought that was really funny. I was like, Boa, you don't know what lag is. That was funny. And then I just wrote down that Kind has a friggin' sour face. Like, she is so unpleasant. And I think it's her front. I get it. She's wounded, I'm sure. But like, she is just so sourpuss. She's so lemon puss.
I have nothing to say on that. Just
nothing to say. Yeah. But they did think that she was being more receptive to a certain face, but it's just sour face. I don't know.
I will say in that little untucked moment is that Tainomi like is explaining to everybody and saying, you know, this is what Jeffrey said, and she's the same kind of tone. And like, I know Tainomi, like, but the fact that she's like, yeah, I get it. And she's taking the criticism and she's listening. And she's even making a few jokes about it. And it's like, you know what? Bravo. Good for her. Because it's not like, there's no egos. There's nothing with Tainomi. It's what you see is what you're going to get. And she's very transparent, I think. I think that's one thing that's showing up for Tainomi on the camera is how transparent that she is in her mind and how she feels. So, yeah.
So Jimbo was safe. Kiara was safe. Priyanka was safe. Tainomi is up for nomination. Kind is up for nomination, and Boa is safe. Who do you think was the third from the bottom? Like, or was it just like 4 tops and 2 bottoms?
Boa was in the bottom. Yeah, Boa was in the bottom.
So yeah, I was like, I mean, I'm not rooting for Boa, but she's not on my team, so I wanted Boa to be up because I thought that they were going to do it to Ty for sure. Sorry, Tainomi. And so I thought that Tainomi was going to be able to outdance Boa, so I thought I was going to be able to keep both the people, but they did. It was Kind, and it was deserving. She sucked.
I have to say, I love how long the lip syncs are on Drag Race Canada, or Canada's Drag Race. I keep calling it Drag Race. That's another thing.
I wish it was Canada's Drag Race because I actually only call it Drag Race Canada.
It's Canada's Drag Race.
It's Canada's Drag Race.
I feel like we all refer
to it as... the hashtag is Canada's Drag Race. Yeah. So that's why, like, I thought the exact same thing. I'm like, is it Drag Race Canada or is it Canada's Drag Race?
It's Canada's Drag Race.
That.
But I do love that the lip syncs are way longer than the American version, and they give us a better showing of what's going on. I thought it was a really strong like lip sync yet again. Mm-hmm. That's 2 for 2. I thought it was clear that Tainomi was performing better, but looking at Kind, I was like, no, I believe this, and I believe what you're saying, and I think you're doing great.
What was the song again?
If you could read my mind.
You could read my mind. I mean, I thought that the song though needed, like, I wish it had a little bit more like oomph. Like, I was just waiting for like, you know, like the beat to kick in and like it just to be a little bit more pa-pam. But
it's like such a mouthy song though, and I felt it from both of them.
For sure. No, I said like I really hope it's a double Chantele double Will You Stay.
No, not yet. We can't.
I wanted it. Well, obviously I have both of those. My stakes are with both of those queens. Yeah. So I wanted to be a Chantele, both of you stay. But if one of them was going to have to go, it would be Kyne in my books. Even though she was my number one pick, that's the first time that I've been so wrong with my drag picks.
Yep.
Like I had to reevaluate my life. Like I had so much more hope for her than she was ever going to be able to provide in this particular format.
Yeah.
I love how the fact that both songs are Canadian songs.
So far.
Yeah, so far. Like the fact that they're all maybe could be Canadian artists.
And like
They all are?
Deborah Cox next week.
I know. It's gonna be a Deborah Cox song.
And we know. Ooh, I can't wait.
Mine did have one last line before she left. She's like, "See you on the internet. Thanks for watching."
Oh,
not even that. It
no,
was
the one that she says to Tainomi.
yes.
So I went for a walk last night and I ran into a friend of mine and he goes, I can't believe how Kyne was on the runway. She thought she was going to be safe. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, when she went over.
Yes.
She didn't think that. I think that Kyne thought she was going home.
Yes.
Kyne did think that she was going home. And
but to tell Tainomi that, like, stop crying. This is my moment. I'm going home. Epic. Legendary. Perfect way for her to leave the show.
Yeah.
Put a staple on her. Bring her back. Bring them all back for season 2 at this point.
I like even Tainomi's face. Like Tainomi's upset.
She laughed, yeah.
She gave it what she got, and then have that girl say that to her, and she just went, and then Tainomi just spit out laughing. She just spit laughing. It was so funny.
I mean, I totally remember that moment. I just didn't write it down, so I forgot about it. But that was. I was very shocked. And that's probably when I wrote down, yep, Kyne can go.
Yeah.
It's probably then. Like, your moment, get out of here.
Love
like,
that.
Stop crying. You're staying. This is my moment.
Yeah.
Brutal. Any more thoughts about this particular episode? Was there a preview for next episode?
Yes, they sing. But
yes, they're gonna rap.
Yeah, which is great. Like I'm so impressed with this season thus far because of how accurate and the quality, the picture quality. So season 1 filter, it's fantastic. I think it's doing really well. I'm really happy with it.
Me too.
Me three.
So points.
We need to talk about our points.
Yeah, points. Let's talk points. Okay, so
for the mini challenge, since you had 2 people, you got 5 points and 5 points. So you are up to 10 points total. Jojo, you didn't get any points this week. So you are still at 5 points. And I got 10 points for Lemon winning the maxi. I got 2 points for Tainomi staying. I lost 5 points for Kyne leaving. So then this week I got 7 points and I'm at a total of 14.
Ooh.
Still.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I'm not floating because
you have lost 1. Jojo's lost 1.
You've just lost. Who was it last week?
I lost Juice Box.
Yeah.
Oh, you were Juice Box. Sorry, so you still have everybody in mind.
I still have everybody. But I would also like to shout out to Juice Box. I made a cocktail for Juice Box, a mocktail, because it was based off of her sobriety. Like I said last episode, that I've always wanted to make a cocktail for Juice Box, and she's like, I don't drink. And I was like, that's true. I am a liquor rep. But then I'm like, fuck that. Like, there's so many little queers that go out to the bar that just like are sitting there and they want to have something and to sit there and just, I get to watch Juice Box. I'm going to have a Juice Box. So on Instagram, I posted the Juice Box mocktail, and it got shared by Woodies. It got shared by a ton of people. It got the most likes out of all my cocktails on Instagram. However, Juice Box on the night, Thursday night when it aired, afterwards, she said, I just want to let everyone know that you guys have been tagging me in these cocktails designed after me. And I was like, coming for my gig. You are coming for my gig. And I was like, shout out to Mike Lopez for making a mocktail. Like,
cute.
Basically everyone's missed the mark on what the storyline is. And I just want to say, Juicebox, thank you so much for the little shout out, and it made me feel really good. And I just want to say, for all those people that don't drink and go out, you don't have to have alcohol, and it's okay. So I feel really good about that.
Is it bad that I wanted to ask you still about the cocktail that you made for this week?
Okay, so give me two, like, I want to go make it. So, okay, so basically I made a lemon cocktail. The lemon cocktail is, I went a traditional sour. I spoke to Lemon and she's like, it has to be lemon, it has to be bitter, it has to be sour, it has to be a little sweet. And she was thinking about a sugar rim, but okay, so in a traditional sour, you put egg whites. And egg whites, fluffing it up, it gives it body, and any drag queen loves a little body. And
a little padding.
You shake it up, you strain it. The egg whites kind of create kind of like a meringue, and then the lemon wheel, that's covered in sugar. So you can kind of like scoop the cocktail and kind of like have that little sweet and sour taste to it. And that is the lemon cocktail. So I'll put that up on Realness, and you guys can follow with the recipe. Sweet. And yeah, it's delicious.
Amazing. I love sweet tart, lemony pucker upper drinkies. Delicious. Well, anybody else have anything to share, anything to plug other than my Instagram at ShanFranFran or at Realness with 3 S's?
Or Jojo? Mine at Michael Pez.
And Jojo?
At Joseph O'Toole.
Ooh.
And I would just also like to say, if you guys are Big Brother fans, today was announced that Big Brother 9 is official.
Yay! And Arissa Cock has been announced as to being an executive producer. So props to our girl Arissa for being a real full part of the team of Big Brother Canada. We know she's a super fan, so it's awesome to hear that she's going to have a lot more say in the content that's going out there. So I'm so happy you guys like hung out with us live today. That's all we have to say. Leave us some comments if you want to, any questions, if you want to come chat with us, whatever you want, leave us a comment. We will get back to you for sure. So subscribe down below, hit that like button, ring that bell so you can be notified every time we have an upload or another live or whatever it is. We're here for you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.